What's going on, everyone? This is the OG Shiest, and I'm just going through the case going on with Mizkif, with Emiru and Asmongold. So, just to give you the quick summary, a while ago, Emiru threw accusations at Mizkif for SA, and due to all that, he's lost both OTK and Mythic as wanting $1 million from him for backing out of a contract or forcibly kicking him out. And so now, that was months ago, he's finally come back with a response of a YouTube video. Now, I'm not really going to go over the whole thing, just really the important points, uh, really going over the whole case and everything. But yeah, everything that's going on right now. So here's the legal document of the case and of the accusation. So if you read it here, this is her account of what had happened. So yeah, we were just talking. I was crying a lot. He tried to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while. I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying and started kissing me in the face. I let him do it, and I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants, and I screamed. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat. Instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying and checking if I was okay or anything. So, reading this, uh, you know, if you go through the video, he actually admits, yeah, this did happen. But he's trying to claim that even though this did happen, it wasn't SA. He left. She said no. He jumped off. Nothing had happened at that point. So that's what this is all stemming from. She made the accusation that he did, but he's saying no, that never actually happened. So this is the document explaining, uh, Emiru's side of the story. And so he comes up with more points throughout the case. Like I said, I'm not gonna go through all this, but he does say that she was gonna get a restraining order on him, and that never happened because there wasn't enough proof. Now, mind you, this she hadn't uh she hadn't done so for a year and a half to put this restraining order on, and here he explains.
A restraining order.
I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on him in both Texas and California.
20 months have now passed since the alleged incident without a single criminal complaint, restraining order, or investigation appearing in any record in California or Texas. The only active case arising from any of this is my defamation lawsuit that I brought against her. The total absence of any official action over a year and a half stands in stark contrast to the severity of what she accused me of. When she finally did raise it, a full year after the date, she points to it was not to the police. It was an audience of millions on a live stream. This is the reason she gave for going live. I felt like it was a necessary stream because.
But yeah, throughout all that, he's just saying that if she did feel threatened, why isn't there a police report and why isn't this restraining order up as you said it was going to be? So this right here is kind of one of the reasons why her case got dismissed, or not dismissed, but filed to dismiss the case was denied, is because the accusations that she made, they weren't technically real. They were more of her feelings, and right here he explains.
Assault. So here's where it stands. She told millions of people I sexually assaulted her. She has never produced a police report. We dated for months after that, the night that she points to. And when I took her to court, her own lawyers argued those words were not a factual accusation, but her feelings, her emotional truth. The federal magistrate judge recommended that my defamation claim goes forward on exactly that statement, and in her exact words, found it reasonably capable of a defamatory meaning. Her filing.
So yeah, basically saying that because of her saying all these accusations but not really providing any sort of proof with it, it's the case gets to move forward and she can't dismiss it. He also came with some receipts claiming that he was the one who wanted to break the relationship, but she wanted to stay with him longer. So here's the proof.
Messages laid out in the next two sections show her coming over, cooking me dinner, asking to sleep together, calling me babe, messaging me, Merry Christmas, babe. When it ended in January 2025, I was the one who walked away, and she is the one who did not want to split up. Her lawyers swore in a footnote that we did not get back together after the assault. Her own messages in the section below say otherwise. That is a lie.
And so he even has more receipts here. This is more proof that he wanted to end the relationship with Extra Emily. Like I said, he's just providing the text here.
25. I messaged her and I said, bitch, I did it. I ended it. Emily said, shut up. No way. I'm free to call whenever. I said, are you streaming? And she said, not until Saturday. And then I messaged her and I said, okay, I'll call in 5. The conversation didn't end there. 2 days later, on January 25th, it was Emiru reaching out to talk things over with Extra Emily. And Extra Emily had already heard from me that it was over. So this is January 25th, 2025. Extra Emily says, okay. And then she says, she texted me to talk. I'm pretending like you didn't tell me the news. Okay, I'm talking to her on the phone soon. I then said, are you streaming tomorrow? And she said, no. So if this doesn't prove that Emiru is lying, that who broke up with who, I don't know what does. So now we're gonna move on to the stalking allegation.
This is a whole thing. If you want to get into it, the whole stalking allegation. But basically, he's just saying that he couldn't have stalked her. By the time he ended the relationship, he was already leaving to Japan, and then he moved all the way to LA. But if, like I said, if you want to see that, it's all in the video here. I'm not gonna go through all that. So this is interesting part of the video. This is uh one of the things that she's claiming abuse, but this is his side of the story of why she got a black eye. I'm not sure when, but yeah, he just goes through the story of how she even got it, and he's not really abusive. Again, I don't know the relationship, nothing like that. This is just what he's telling us, and I just thought it was one of those interesting stories in the video.
I have never hit Emiru. The one physical thing that ever happened was an accident. I had a habit of tossing my phone onto my bed, and one time it bounced off the mattress and caught her in the eye, and it left a bruise. I felt terrible about it. I apologized immediately. I stopped throwing my phone that day, and we moved past it. That is the only time I ever hurt her, and it was not on purpose. What makes that more than just my word is that, at the time, her own account matched it in 2022. When she had the bruise, she did not call it abuse to anyone. She called it an accident both publicly and in private. In Emiru's best friend at the time's chat room on August 11, 2022, surrounded by all of Emiru's close friends and even her brother, she said the same thing. When a friend asked her directly whether something had given her the black eye, she answered that it was not intentional and called the whole thing a funny story that she would explain later. Bo Batum, did someone knock you out, Emily? Emiru said, not intentionally. I got a black eye a week or two and it's finally almost gone. It's a long story, but funny as fuck. LOL, I'll DM you later. There was never a police report. There is nothing in any record from that time that treats this as an abuse. And
So yeah, he's just making the claim that that injury was just an accident and he's never really abused her. Again, I don't know the relationship. You can put your own spin on it. I'm just saying what he's saying. So and so really this isn't the end of his video, but I think it is a good message to leave on. Like I said, it's happening a lot of, accusations. Again, I don't know if he's a good guy. He could be a total asshole in a relationship. I don't know. But it's definitely not right to just throw out, accusations like that. It really does damage someone's life. And here he'll explain.
and people who have never met me. It has cost me my reputation that I've worked 10 years for. It has reached my family, it has reached my friends, and has hurt my work directly. Making content, getting sponsors, and using the platform I spent years building, the same community she built her following on. And it did not stay online. At multiple events, I have been called a rapist. And at one event, minutes after I picked up a wristband, 3 security guards walked me out in front of everyone, and posts mocking me for it reached hundreds of thousands of people. I've been called a rapist to my face in bars and restaurants for most of the last 8 months, and I decided to stay inside because of that.
It's life ruining, man. And really, I kind of feel like he should have ended there, but there's more to the video if you want to see it. Um, yeah, it's just a situation that you don't really know, yeah, about the relationship. Like he could have been abusive, but the more looking at this, I'm not sure. He has a strong case against her for defamation because the more you look at this, the more it's looking like it was just a bad relationship. It was just an ongoing relationship that shouldn't have happened. But now we're here. Yeah, I think he has a good chance of winning this. But who knows? Even with all this, anything could happen. I mean, Asmongold got dismissed, but Emiru's case obviously didn't. So, and that's going forward, and only time will tell. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy your day. Bye.